Rider Japan, welcome. So FJ broken again. Nothing. Is it a problem with the switch? Is it a fuse? Not the fuses. Not the switch. Watch this. Was it on, yeah? That's not safe. So bought a new ignition barrel I'm gonna fit. Come in the garage this morning. Sold my car. Someone come to collect it yesterday. Just walked in the garage. My car's not here. I just feel really sad, like a shock that it's not here. It's been a big part of my life for the last 4 years, that car. So I'm always really sentimental about my motors I own. So I genuinely feel down. I'm not here. Anyway, FJ's here. Old Trusty. Old Trusty is not a good name for this bike. Seems to be like every 6 weeks it breaks down. It's like, give it 10 out of 10 for creativity, for finding new ways to break. I've got to plug for the ignition. It's under my tank. I've got to take the tank off basically. What was I doing? This is a modification I thought of. I really like these. If you've got an FJ and you want to take the fairing off, you've got to reroute all the wiring, and then even after you do that, there's a big gap here in between the tank and the frame. You've got to fill it up somehow. So this is normally on an FJ coming up here on the sides. This is from an even older FJ, a 1TX model. Just cut it to fit. And these are self-tapping screws. Perhaps a bit of a bodge the way I attached it, but there's drill holes in there and they just screw in. Works alright. Okay, I'm going to turn off the petcock tap. It's a little plastic one at FJ, 8mm spanner you need, open-end spanner, and it's a little plastic square, so you've got to be careful with it. And the same rules apply, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, so we're going to tighten it up, so I've got to turn it to the right. Go clockwise with it. I've got to change this for what I can unscrew, because there's always a bit of a fight getting this off. It's literally damaging the hose where I do this. There we go, come on. Get towel. Batteries, you should disconnect your battery before mucking about with any fuel system. I've literally taken mine out because it's going to be flat. Real crappy battery. It's been really bad this winter. Basically, if I don't go out on it every other day at least, it goes flat. Just hasn't got enough to start the bike. There you go. I don't like forcing stuff, but sometimes you've got to use a tool. It's not ideal on the end of a rubber hose, but do what you've got to do. Here we go. Let's leave that end on a towel. Plug. If you're interested in what I did with all the wires, because if you get an FJ, take off all the fairing, you've got a load of wiring going around the front and goes over here and stuff, and digital igniters like down the side of the bike. I've basically got it all here. It might look terrible, but I've never had a problem with it. Never had anything, even the corner of a bit of plastic or anything melt. Basically got a board, wrapped it in heat-proof reflective foil, and then that's zip-tied, the digital igniter is zip-tied to that. But it's loose and can get air around it, and it can vibrate freely if it wants to. Same with that, as a bit of board. That board's looking a bit shagged now, I might replace that. But yeah, same, just protect things from the heat coming up off the engine. The foil wrap thing there, Velcro wrap, goes across here as well. Just zip tied it loosely in position. Nothing's, no matter how bad that looks like to you, nothing is pulled or like being pinched or overly kinked. Things are relatively comfortable there. And look, I sort of leave it loose on purpose to sort of make sure it's not really pinching or pulling something. So I might have cut some of these zip ties, I don't know yet. That one, oh, that was easy, there it is. That. Oosh. Okay, cool. See that? Those two. I've got to turn those and get them out somehow. I can get my hand there, but with a tool it's going to be difficult, so I'm going to take the headlight off and I think that's going to free me up enough space to get to it. Someone climbing up on the roof. Cat, come out. I remember these are stupidly long for some reason. They're like 3 times longer than they need to be. Overkill or what? Wrong way. Yeah. Tighten that up. Come on out. Don't use these often, but when you need them, they save the day. Look at that. Oh no, don't tell me you've got to take the whole top yoke off. Right. I will take it. Oh, there we go. Look at that, the brake was like right here. Look at that. Oh my God. I mean, literally I've been riding around with that, just touching, just out of luck. I'm very grateful when the bike brakes. It tells me it's broken when I'm not doing 60 miles an hour around a corner as fast, like leaning right over, going as fast as possible. Look at that. That's broken from a shit repair. I've had this bike 10 years. I first bought this bike 10 years ago. That's been like that the whole time. Fucking hell. Give me, what do you reckon? Give me. Wait, what do you think? It's your ass. I don't know what this is exactly. A type of oil, I assume, like a water repellent. But one of the dads at my kid's school was a mechanic. He said to put this on all your bits. So I will spray it on all my connections. Contact spray. It's not as oily as oil, but there's definitely something like lubricating about that. There's a type of grease you can get called dielectric grease people put on battery terminals and stuff. It might just be a spray version of that. It's good to replace this because someone tried to steal the FJ once. Broke down, another breakdown story. I had to leave it at Clapham, near Clapham, not Clapham, Camden station, like North London. Broke down on the way to work, left it there, got the train to work, come back at the end of the day, and the ignition was all caved in. Someone tried to nick it. Fortunately, because it was broke down, didn't have my lock or anything, I took the ignition fuse out. I think that saved the bike. Yeah, not a good place for you, Cat. So yeah, that's what I was doing the cables. Do something new. Just make sure I can steer without things getting upset. That's my centre stand, by the way, making that noise. Headlight back on. What's I'm going to do? I'm going to find a short bolt to use. These are silly. Perfect. Looks a bit better. This headlight lens is actually left-hand drive. No MOT or even Shaken here in Japan has ever picked up on that. They never noticed. I guess it doesn't matter because it turns with the steering. Maybe they just don't bother mentioning it. Another reason why it doesn't matter, modern car headlights are like laser beams. That full beam in your eyes is probably half as damaging to your eyesight as just a normal modern car on like dipped beam. Terrible how bright they are nowadays. It's not safe, blinds you. Okay, job's done. I won't bother filming, putting all the tank back on and stuff. Just that's a bit shitty. I think you can replace the sticker. You can buy a new sticker, just go over the top of that, and then that'll look fresh again. And then what looks great to me, that's not all caved in. That looks fresh. I've ordered another key. I'm going to get a key cut, proper nice Yamaha one, a fresh one to use in that. It's a bit of a bummer. I've now got to have two keys. Made me think it would be nice to convert my petrol cap one to just a button, a push button. I'm in Japan, no one steals nothing here. I may as well just have no key, if that's at all possible. If you know, if that's been done before, let me know. If I can have it looking like that, but just have a push button to open it, that'd be amazing. Yeah, and I can't put it back together and start it because the battery's flat and my car's gone. I've got nothing to bump start it off. I suppose I'm going to take the battery out of the R1, but I don't really want to do that. Just charge it up, try it later. Cool, right, so thanks for watching, click like and subscribe and all that. See you on the next one, bye.